Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise to get straight to the knowledge that matters most. Today, we're plunging into a world that's, well, far more dynamic and high-tech than many of us realize. It's an arena blending age-old practices with really cutting-edge science, and at the very heart of this incredible innovation are agricultural technicians. These are, the unsung heroes who quite literally keep our food systems thriving from field to fork. We're taking a truly fascinating deep dive today, not into a specific crop or technology, but into this comprehensive agricultural technician interview guide. Now, even if you're not planning your next career move into agriculture, trust me, this guide is a goldmine. It's packed with insights for understanding the critical skills, the mindset, and the essential knowledge for anyone working in or just plain curious about modern agriculture. You'll probably be surprised at the blend of grit and sophisticated thinking required.
And what truly struck me as I reviewed this material is the sheer breadth of skills we're talking about. I mean, from being a hands-on mechanic to an environmental strategist, it's huge. Our mission today is to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from this guide, but not just what questions are asked. We really want to understand why they're asked and what core competencies they truly reveal about this pivotal industry. Think of this as your shortcut to grasping the pulse of modern farming, complete with, surprising facts and practical insights that might just reshape how you view your next meal.
Okay, let's unpack this then. And we'll start with the absolute essentials, practical ability and a real knack for troubleshooting. Our deep dive reveals that mechanical aptitude isn't just a bonus. It's really a cornerstone of the job. What's really highlighted here is that when facing equipment malfunctions, the expectation isn't just, fix it fast. It's about approaching it systematically. The material stresses observing the problem and gathering information first, then methodically checking key components. It's not about being some quick-fix hero, but more like a patient, methodical detective. For example, our source mentions a time a tractor wouldn't start, right? And by methodically testing the battery, the ignition...
Step by step.
Exactly. A loose connection was pinpointed. The key insight here isn't magic. It's that a calm, systematic approach actually saves crucial time and prevents costly mistakes in these high-pressure situations.
That's a fantastic point. And the surprising insight, I think, is that a seemingly minor delay for that methodical troubleshooting actually saves far more time. And it prevents potentially catastrophic losses down the line. It's like strategic patience. In agriculture, time is often critical, especially during planting or harvest. So quick, accurate diagnosis of a mechanical issue can save entire operations from costly delays and, frankly, wasted resources.
Right. And moving on from specific fixes, this guide also highlights the importance of broad practical experience. Interviewers, it seems, are really keen to hear about your hands-on history. They'll ask you to describe your previous experience working on a farm or in an agricultural setting, looking for details about daily tasks. Things like crop monitoring, equipment maintenance, even livestock care. One powerful example given is someone managing daily tasks on a mixed farm, quickly adapting to issues like machinery breakdowns or maybe pest outbreaks, and always adhering to safety guidelines and best practices. It's not just about listing tasks performed.
No, it's demonstrating agility.
Yeah, demonstrating the ability to adapt as challenges inevitably arise.
Exactly. This particular question assesses not just the breadth of your experience, but also your problem-solving skills in a dynamic, often unpredictable environment. And critically, your commitment to safety. Agriculture can be hazardous work, we know that. So demonstrating a deep understanding of best practices beyond just, rote memorization is pretty much non-negotiable. It speaks to a profound respect for the work and the environment itself.
Speaking of machinery, proficiency in operating various agricultural equipment is absolutely fundamental. You'll be asked, what types of machinery you're proficient in operating. The guide suggests that the best answers clearly name specific equipment and demonstrate comfort with routine maintenance and troubleshooting too, showing a more holistic understanding. Examples include operating tractors for, say, plowing and seeding, combined harvesters for efficient harvesting, and sprayers for targeted crop protection. It really emphasizes the importance of matching the right machinery to the task.
Right, knowing the tool for the job.
Exactly, showing a deeper understanding beyond just knowing how to turn it on. It's about knowing why and when to use it. As I was digging through this guide, one section truly jumped out at me, making me think, okay, this is where the rubber meets the road. It's how agriculture, more than almost any other sector, lives at the mercy of constant change in the elements. And that, of course, brings us to adaptability and prioritization. These seem huge. The guide delves deep into adapting to weather changes. A typical question you might encounter is, Can you give an example of how you have adjusted your work methods in response to changing weather conditions? The core insight here seems to be prioritizing tasks that suit the conditions, showing strategic thinking. For instance, during a sudden rain spell, an adaptable technician wouldn't just, stop work. They would immediately shift focus from field work to maybe indoor tasks like livestock care or equipment maintenance.
Keeping things moving.
Right. Ensuring productivity continues without compromising crop health or safety. It's about being strategically agile with your time, not just reacting, but actively replanning.
And that demonstrates crucial flexibility and strategic thinking, particularly in a field where environmental factors are just paramount. You're not just reacting, you're proactively replanning to mitigate risks and maintain momentum despite nature's often unpredictable whims. It's kind of like a chess game against the elements, really.
And it's not just about the daily weather forecast either. This deep dive also shows the need to adapt to broader environmental changes. The guide explores situations where you had to adapt to significant changes in your work environment, which could involve anything from new government regulations to implementing cutting-edge technology. One example details new regulations changing crop health monitoring, which required learning new equipment and adjusting routines. The outcome, improved data accuracy and better decision-making. The real takeaway here is that agricultural technicians aren't just adapting, they're kind of embracing the pivot, viewing change as an opportunity for improvement.
Absolutely, and that really connects to the necessity of continuous learning and embracing innovation within the agricultural sector. The industry is constantly evolving with new scientific insights, new technological advancements, so being able to adapt to those changes and maybe even champion them is vital for long-term success. It's really about being a lifelong student of the land and its technology.
That level of adaptability often comes under immense pressure, though. So, how do you prioritize tasks when faced with multiple urgent issues out in the field? The advice from the guide is compelling. Quickly gauge which issues critically impact crops or livestock. Address those first, then organize the remaining tasks by available resources and time, and crucially, maintain clear communication. Imagine this scenario. A pest outbreak coincides with critical equipment failure. Ouch!
Yeah, tough one.
The guide suggests addressing the pest issue immediately because that's time sensitive, while simultaneously arranging repairs for the equipment. It's a rapid triage situation, weighing immediate impact against longer-term solutions, often with significant financial implications riding on it.
That's fascinating. But from what you saw in the guide, what's the biggest challenge in that kind of rapid triage? Is it the sheer pressure, knowing the stakes are so high? Or maybe the resource allocation? Or something else entirely?
Well, it seems to be the mental agility required to quickly assess multiple interdependent threats all at once. The guide highlights the critical need to stay calm, assess quickly, adapt, and communicate. It's a mantra almost. Another example highlights identifying a pest outbreak, researching eco-friendly methods, and then implementing a targeted plan. It's about being proactive, not just reactive, and having a clear, calm head when things get chaotic. Okay, so from the immediate demands of the field, let's pivot to a broader, longer-term vision for agriculture. Because modern farming isn't just about this season's yield, it's deeply about responsibility, about environmental impact. Which brings us to cultivating the future through sustainability and stewardship. Big topics. Our deep dive reveals that interviewers genuinely want to know your commitment to eco-friendly methods. You'll likely be asked, what steps do you take to ensure that your solutions are sustainable and environmentally friendly? The expectation is a holistic approach. Assessing environmental effects first, then using eco-friendly methods, and continuously monitoring the results. The guide offers some great examples, focusing on methods that protect soil and water, like strategic crop rotation and minimizing chemical use where possible. It also mentions integrating natural pest control and efficient water management.
Smart farming.
Exactly. All these actions we learn support long-term productivity and local ecosystems. It's a win-win.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is how this mindset shifts from purely short-term gains, just getting the most out of one harvest, to a more holistic, long-term ecological balance. It demonstrates a deep understanding that the health of the land directly impacts the viability of farming itself, and that truly successful agriculture is inherently sustainable agriculture. It's a fundamental shift in perspective, really.
And a key sustainable practice highlighted is crop rotation. So if you were asked to explain its principles and benefits, the guide says you should explain it involves growing different crops in the same field across seasons. This isn't just random. It's specifically to maintain soil health, prevent nutrient depletion, and naturally break pest cycles. The example from our source material is pretty clear. alternating legumes, plants like peas or alfalfa, which naturally fix nitrogen from the air into the soil.
Yeah, nitrogen fixers, yeah.
With cereals, not only improves soil structure, but also reduces the need for synthetic chemicals and boosts yields. It's a smart, natural way to keep the land productive and healthy.
This raises an important question for you, though. How does this seemingly straightforward practice actually exemplify the sophisticated blend of scientific understanding and practical, on-the-ground application that defines modern agricultural stewardship? It really shows how ancient wisdom can meet cutting-edge science.
Well, what I gather from the guide is that it's about seeing the farm as an interconnected ecosystem. Crop rotation isn't just about varying what you plant. It's a strategic move that relies on understanding soil microbiology, plant biology, pest life cycles.
The whole system.
Right. It's a living example of applied ecological science, basically. And of course, a big part of protecting crops sustainably is comprehensive pest and disease control. The guide asks what methods you use. The advised approach involves regular monitoring first, then integrated pest management techniques, which might include cultural methods like specific planting times or crop rotation, or biological controls like introducing beneficial insects.
Good bugs eating bad bugs.
Exactly. With chemical treatments used only as a last resort. And after implementation, the guide stresses the importance of assessing the crop's response to ensure effectiveness and adjusting as needed. It's a continuous cycle. Observe, act, refine. It really speaks to the dynamic nature of farming. Okay, agriculture is often seen as solitary work, maybe someone out on a tractor alone. But successful farms today rely heavily on strong teams and clear communication. That brings us to how important collaboration and communication are in what the guide calls the team dynamic. Teamwork is absolutely crucial. This guide asks point blank, can you describe a time when you worked as part of a team to complete an agricultural project? Interviewers are looking for examples of shared responsibilities, regular discussions, and of course, positive outcomes. An excellent example provided is collaborating with a team to implement a new crop rotation system, sharing responsibilities from soil testing all the way to monitoring plant health, the payoff. This not only improved yields, but also noticeably strengthened communication among the team members.
That's synergy.
Yeah, highlighting the synergy of working together.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, teamwork is absolutely essential for tackling the complex, multifaceted challenges in modern farming. No single individual has all the answers or all the skills needed to manage everything from soil science to machinery repair, especially across large or diverse operations. It's really a collective intelligence that drives success.
And within that team, individual roles matter. The guide asks, what role do you typically take on in a team environment? The ideal answer, it suggests, reflects clear communication, being comfortable leading when necessary, and crucially, supporting others based on specific team needs at that moment. An example from the materials suggests maybe coordinating with field workers and sharing data updates during a crop monitoring project. Adapting one's role to fit immediate team needs. It's about being flexible.
Pitching in where needed.
Right, contributing where you're most needed, whether that's leading a task or stepping back to support someone else. Of course, where there are teams, there can be conflicts sometimes. So how do you handle conflicts or disagreements with team members in a work setting? The advice is pretty pragmatic. Listen carefully, stay calm and respectful, and work together to find fair, mutually agreeable solutions. The source mentions a scenario where a disagreement about crop management occurred, and the team quickly held a discussion, weighed the options together, and agreed on a plan that suited both the team and the farm's overall needs.
Problem solving, not blaming.
Exactly. It's a pragmatic, solution-focused approach that values resolution over just being stubborn.
This really emphasizes the critical importance of professional and constructive communication for maintaining a productive and, frankly, harmonious work environment. A team that can navigate disagreements effectively is far more resilient and successful in the long run. It can actually turn potential friction into stronger understanding.
And beyond the internal teams, external collaboration is also key. The guide asks, can you provide an example of a successful collaboration with another department or perhaps an outside organization? This includes clearly communicating technical information and adapting based on feedback, showing a broader scope of interaction. Our deep dive offers a great example, working closely with a local environmental agency to monitor soil health across several farms, sharing data back and forth, and adapting methods to improve crop yields while also meeting sustainability targets.
That's impactful.
Yeah, this shows not only a broader impact, but also a clear understanding of the wider agricultural ecosystem and regulations. All right, the rise of precision agriculture means data is as vital as soil itself these days. That brings us to how crucial data research and continuous learning are in this field. Data accuracy is paramount, the guide asks. How do you ensure the accuracy of data collected from field experiments? It details a really meticulous approach, calibrating equipment regularly, double-checking measurements, keeping detailed records.
Document everything.
Yeah, cross-referencing information and maintaining clear team communication about the data. An example given is regularly verifying soil moisture readings during a crop yield study, which helped prevent errors that could have significantly skewed the results. It's about meticulous attention to detail at every single step because, well, bad data leads to bad decisions. Simple as that.
This really underlines how data integrity forms the absolute bedrock of informed agricultural decisions. Without reliable, accurate data, even the most advanced technologies or sophisticated planning can lead you down the wrong path, resulting in flawed insights and potentially very costly mistakes. It's the ultimate garbage in, garbage out scenario, isn't it?
Totally. And one of the fundamental data collection methods is soil sampling. The guide asks, can you describe the process of soil sampling and analysis? This involves dividing a field into logical sections, using the clean auger to collect samples from multiple spots within each section, mixing them thoroughly for a truly representative sample for that area.
Getting good average.
Exactly, and then reviewing the lab analysis for nutrient levels, pH, organic matter, things like that. This precise approach, our source notes, helps ensure crops get exactly what they need without overusing fertilizers, which is not only cost-effective, but also much more environmentally responsible. It's a cornerstone of precision agriculture.
Absolutely. And this raises an important question, I think. How does this seemingly simple, methodical process of soil sampling and analysis actually lead to such significant improvements? Improvements in crop health, yield, and reduced environmental impact all at the same time. It's quite remarkable when you think about it.
Well, the guide suggests it's about micromanaging the macro environment, if that makes sense. By understanding the precise nutrient profile of each section of a field, technicians can tailor fertilizer applications very specifically. They avoid waste and target only the deficiencies that exist in that spot.
Variable rate application.
Precisely. This minimizes runoff, protects water quality, and maximizes the plant's ability to thrive. It's efficiency and ecology working hand in hand. Agricultural technicians are often involved in research too, maybe more than people realize. You might be asked if you've ever been involved in agricultural research projects, and if so, what your role was. The guide indicates roles often include assisting with data collection and field trials, like monitoring crop health and soil conditions to maybe improve yield predictions or test new varieties. And finally, in this ever-evolving field, staying current is just non-negotiable. The guide asks, how do you stay current with new agricultural technologies and practices? This includes regularly following industry journals, attending workshops or field days, online courses.
Networking too, probably.
Good point, yeah. And hands-on testing of new technologies like soil sensors or crop management software. It's a proactive, lifelong pursuit of knowledge.
This truly highlights the dynamic nature of agriculture as an ever-evolving industry. There's that phrase again. And it underscores the absolute necessity for lifelong learning to stay effective, innovative, and frankly, competitive. What was considered best practice yesterday might genuinely be obsolete tomorrow, so constant curiosity and learning are just essential traits.
Okay, so beyond all the technical stuff, personal management and professional conduct are also crucial. That leads us to the final parts. Self-management and professional presentation. Stress management is a big one, especially during those demanding seasons like planting or harvest. The guide asks, what strategies do you use to manage stress and maintain productivity during busy seasons? It emphasizes prioritizing tasks, staying organized, taking short intentional breaks, even just 5 minutes, and maintaining open team communication as key strategies. Anyone who's been caught in a sudden downpour when the harvesters just quit can tell you stress management in agriculture isn't just a soft skill. It's a survival mechanism. The guide offers an example of staying organized and taking short breaks to help recharge and stay sharp during those long hours in the field. It's about maintaining resilience to prevent burnout.
Precisely. And this connects directly to overall well-being and consistent performance, especially during those incredibly demanding peak seasons in agriculture. Burnout isn't just a personal issue. It impacts the entire operation, from productivity right through to safety.
Our deep dive also touches on some common interview questions that reveal key employer values, even if you're just curious about what makes a good agricultural technician. Questions like, why are you interested in this role? Which looks for a genuine passion for outdoor, hands-on work, a clear understanding of responsibilities, and alignment of skills. Or, what are your biggest strengths? seeking things like attention to detail, problem solving under pressure, and adaptability. And the classic, have you ever made a mistake at work and how did you handle it? Where the expectation is to acknowledge it, rectify it, and crucially learn from it, show growth.
These questions, while they might seem generic on the surface, are really designed to assess self-awareness, accountability, and a growth mindset. They reveal whether a candidate can reflect on their experiences, take ownership, and continuously improve qualities that are vital in a field where every decision can have pretty significant consequences.
The guide even provides essential company research tips for those serious about landing a role in this field. It suggests company website research for understanding their mission, values, farming methods, sustainability efforts, social media analysis for insights into current projects, and maybe the company culture.
Good idea.
Industry reports and news for understanding trends and market position, and even competitor analysis for understanding an employer's strengths and weaknesses in the broader market.
Framing this as demonstrating genuine interest and a strategic understanding of the potential employer's context is spot on. It shows you're not just looking for any job, but specifically their job, and that you've done your homework. That signals a proactive and engaged individual right from the start.
And here's a quick practical nugget that actually gives us an interesting peek into the culture of modern agriculture. What to wear to an agricultural technician interview. It's less about a formal suit and tie, usually, and more about professionalism combined with practicality, reflecting the hands-on nature of the work. The source recommends clean, well-fitting jeans or sturdy trousers, comfortable closed-toe shoes or boots, a neat collared shirt or polo.
Presentable but practical.
Exactly. Maybe a light jacket if weather permits. Avoiding flashy accessories, ensuring clothes are free of stains or tears, and just maintaining good personal hygiene. It's about respecting the professionalism of the role while acknowledging its practical demands. So, what does all this mean when you pull it together? This deep dive into the agricultural technician role reveals a really complex, vital, and increasingly scientific profession. It's a demanding, but I think incredibly rewarding blend of hands-on grit, sharp problem-solving skills, a deep environmental awareness, a collaborative spirit, and a steadfast commitment to continuous learning. It's a job where you're truly connecting with the land and, in many ways, with your community, too.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really highlights that the future of agriculture relies on individuals who are not just skilled laborers, but sophisticated technicians. They are capable of balancing productivity with planetary health, merging tradition with cutting-edge innovation, and ultimately ensuring the sustenance of our growing world. It's a huge responsibility.
Which leaves us with a final thought. Given the increasing demands on our food systems and the accelerating pace of technological and environmental change, how might the role of an agricultural technician continue to evolve, blending that tradition with innovation to feed a growing planet sustainably? It's a thought worth mulling over, whether you're considering this career yourself or you're simply curious about where our food comes from. These insights offer a fascinating window into a world that is truly fundamental to all of us. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.